All right, so we got some more fallout of what happened at Capitol Hill. Don't mean to sound so upbeat about 5 people who are dead, but at least we got some information on what that is all about. But yeah, one police officer is now dead in conjunction with Ashli Babbit, who was shot dead by Capitol Police. But yeah, this is... Okay, I'm going to at least be consistent when it comes to this stuff. Like, police officer's dead. That sucks a dick. We don't know how he died. But as we can see here, I'll read a few paragraphs here. Morning has begun in Congress for Capitol Police Officer Brian D. Sicknick, sweet last name, who died Thursday from injuries sustained while defending the Capitol from a violent mob. It starts with Pelosi there, so we'll skip that one. Sicknick, 42, was on duty Wednesday when pro-Trump rioters entered the building, vandalizing property and leaving lawmakers terrified. Good. He was injured while physically engaging with protesters, a Capitol Police statement said. The military veteran returned to his division office and collapsed. He was taken to a local hospital where he died later. The entire United States Capitol Police Department expresses its deepest sympathies for Officer Sicknick's family and friends of their loss, and mourn the loss of their friends and colleagues. The statement said, yes, the FBI and Metropolitan Police Department are jointly investigating the case, and I'm sure we'll get a report on that at the same time we get the one from the Las Vegas shooter and Hunter Biden's laptop, i.e. never. But let's follow that up with everybody else who's, confirmed dead. Like I said, we just read the Officer Sicknick one. Yeah, that is tragic, okay? I don't want anybody to die, but at the same time, we're getting reports that fucking Antifa is out there, and we don't know who, what, or how this guy died, but we definitely know how Ashli Babbit died when she was shot in the neck by Capitol Hill Police Department. So, we've covered her extensively, and yeah, New York Times says that she promoted QAnon conspiracy theories. Therefore, yeah, they aren't shedding a tear and they aren't giving her proper coverage, but fuck it, I will. She served in the United States Air Force and was deployed 4 times and came back safely, only to have her country shoot her down. Babbitt's mother, Michelle Whithoff, told CNN, yep, exactly. Believe the wrong stuff and get shot in the head by the police. Mizadi, her grandfather, said after Trump's first announcement he was running in 2016 presidential election, his granddaughter became very active in the support of his campaign. He said that she went bananas over the president. Okay. After her time in the military, Babbit worked as a security guard at Calvert Cliffs nuclear plant in Maryland for a brief period and then was working at a California pool supply store she helped run, according to the New York Times. Yeah, okay, so she lived in Maryland and she lived in California, so places that desperately needed some kind of a Republican or Trump-style Republican intervention, because California, not exactly known for being the bastion of free thought and ideas, and Maryland, as you can see, everybody who is worth a damn that you could have voted for, and I think maybe a couple of my subscribers on my YouTube channel at least might be from Maryland, because I've done a few videos on the very, very good candidates, or at least the ones that I would definitely recommend, and they were unfortunately soundly defeated by what, like a 1-to-3 ratio? Because these places are wholeheartedly indoctrinated, and they have been for 5 decades or better at this point. So yeah, you can understand why she might have quote-unquote went bananas for President Trump. But again, this is from a man who's probably gone to the same elementary school at the same time Joe Biden was there, so whatever, take it with a grain of salt. And it was the New York Times, so maybe it was taken out of context, but who knows? Once again, we don't know everything that's gone on so far. All we had was the video evidence of her getting gunned down, which I can't show you for obvious reasons. Her life and social media feeds were imbued with politics. There was even a sign on the door of her pool supply store that declared it a mask-free autonomous zone. Okay, so, now I'm feeling even worse about her martyr. She also promoted the QAnon conspiracy theory, which asserts that the government... Of course, they're going to take the most insane part of QAnon and they're just going to slander it on there. But they'll tell you that she went bananas for Trump and that she also promoted QAnon, just trying to slander her, okay? Maybe she just posted something about, I don't know, Powell or Linwood. Maybe she thinks that something was up. Who knows? Maybe she probably used that, I don't know, the WW whatever hashtag once or twice. I don't know. I don't care. But at the same time, we seen the video. We know that she was gunned down for being the first person into the Capitol. And she was very much unarmed, by the way. Ben Phillips of Pennsylvania, Phillips 50, had organized a bus of demonstrators who supported Trump to drive from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to Washington to protest the results of the November 3rd election. Obviously, why else would he be there? Prior to Wednesday's rally and the subsequent demonstrations, Phillips was quoted by the Philadelphia Inquirer as saying, "It seems like the first day of the rest of our lives, to be honest." Oh, well, he was half right on that one. He drove a van to be trailed behind the bus of Trump supporters he had organized. They should name this Year Zero because something will happen, he said prior to Wednesday's events. Okay, I'm sure those quotes aren't taken out of context by the Philadelphia Inquirer. Yeah, a man standing there with fucking patriotic plushies and I don't know, DJT is my co-pilot fucking window sticker. Is that supposed to make him seem insane or patriotic? I don't get it. Gordy Smith, one of the Pennsylvanians who came to town with Phillips, told the newspaper that no one from the group saw him after they arrived because he had left the group to try to find a place to park ahead of the demonstration. The exact cause of Phillips' death is still unclear. Exactly. And they're trying to slander the group there and attribute his unfortunate death. Obviously, he seems like a good dude, okay? He's got a strange choice of expressing himself, but it's just a fucking boomer who dropped dead. And to say that he died in the protests is being very fast and loose with the fucking facts here, folks. And yeah, I'm reading this from the Examiner, and they reached out to police in the district for more details about how he died, and yeah, they weren't responded to. Phillips, an avid Trump supporter, was a web developer who had several websites, including a pro-Trump social media website called Trumparoo. Cool. Which he named after a stuffed kangaroo he had modified to resemble the president. It's just a boomer. Oh, spent a quarter century living in Philadelphia prior to moving to town of Bloomsburg to take care of his mother who had Alzheimer's disease. So he was just a good dude, okay? Fuck, this isn't getting any... This isn't happy or good news. Ugh. Kevin Greason, 55, had a heart attack on Wednesday during the demonstrations. Died in the protest. You see what they're doing, folks? You see what they're doing. They're going to use this day. They're going to use January 6th to slander Trump and all of his supporters going forward because somebody died parking their vehicle. Somebody was shot in the neck by police department. And a guy had a fucking heart attack from Alabama. During the statement from his family, who said he had dealt with high blood pressure and was not in Washington to participate in any violence. Yes, he's a 55-year-old boomer who had a heart attack and he had high blood pressure. Kevin was an advocate for President Trump and attended the event on January 6, 2021 to show his support, the family said. He was excited to be there and experience this event, and he was not there to participate in violence or rioting, nor did he condone such actions, of course, and that was an overwhelming majority of the people that were there, okay? And there are also videos out there right now of people who were breaking in, and they were being stopped by actual Trump supporters. Guys who were conspicuously all dressed in black, wearing goggles, had a mask on, all that kind of good assorted shit, but merely had a Trump brand new fresh Trump sticker slapped onto the back of their helmet. But they have the little billy club and they're trying to smash a window open, and people are in the background, you can hear them in the video screaming, "No, Antifa, no, no, no." And then somebody steps up, grabs a baton, and then they cheer. They cheer and stop trying to break into the windows. Obviously, people who are, a part of that entire group there. It's just, I don't get it. The more this goes on, this is what, day 2 after the aftermath and the 3rd day of reporting on it, and we keep seeing more evidence of people being violent, trying to infiltrate the group, and more, complicity by the Capitol Police Department of just letting people in. A lot of unsubstantiated reports showing that people were just let into the Capitol building. Not really much of a effort being put across by the police department to really stop them. Just kind of forming a human wall of 3 or 4 police officers and then moving barricades out of the way, like the video that I showed. I think that was the day of as well. None of this stuff is fucking adding up. And then trying to put all of these deaths from these people here. Let's see if Roseanne Boyland is somebody different. Roseanne Boyland, 34, of Kennesaw, Georgia, died by storming the Capitol building on Wednesday when she was trampled to death by a crowd, according to her friend who has accompanied her to Washington for the demonstrations. Justin Winchell, her friend, told CBS 46 that while they were in the Capitol Hill building, Boyland fell and was crushed by the people around her. Yeah, he said her death occurred while a mob began clashing with police. They basically created a panic, and the police in turn pushed back on them. So people started falling. Winchell reported, "I put my arm underneath her and she was pulling her out, and then another guy fell on top of her and another guy and just kept walking." And he added he saw the paramedics' unsuccessful attempt to revive her. Yeah, she was one of those dummies who was trying to get into the Capitol building, and she got fucking run over. And again, that sucks, okay? That really does suck. And if she was at the front of the line there and she got pushed over and breaking into the building, you're still responsible for your own actions, okay? You didn't have a heart attack. You didn't have weird circumstances around you when you're parking your vehicle and then you go to die, or you end up dead, sorry. And you also don't get shot in the neck. And then you have the people out there trying to equate the Black Lives Matter riots to this one. Yeah. What was damaged? Very little. And what was stolen? Well, they attempted to steal the speaker's podium. Apparently, I don't know, some pieces of artwork were attempted to leave the building, but at the same time, they were just trying to make phone calls from Pelosi's office, and then they dusted up one office and fucking pushed some documents off the couple of desks. Okay, whoop-de-doo, that sucks. But something that came out here, not but an hour ago, a laptop stolen from Pelosi's office. Oh no, heaven forbid. A laptop was stolen from Nancy Pelosi's office in the Capitol, was under siege, Examiner, I used to like you. By protesters on Wednesday, a laptop from a conference room was stolen. It was a laptop that was only used for presentations. So was it Nancy Pelosi's actual laptop, or was it just one that was in the conference room? Because it's being reported like it was Nancy Pelosi's personal laptop. So, there we go. There you go. Some more disinformation. I'm glad I covered it here because nobody else is going to do you the fucking service of doing something nice. So, anyways. During the Wednesday breach, some rioters made their way into the speaker's office, taking photos at her desk and live streaming from inside. Oh, I'm sure all of those pieces of furniture that some of those evil, dirty plebs touched were probably thrown out in the front yard of the Capitol building, set on fire, and some new stuff was immediately whisked in so she didn't have to touch anything that the plebs might have infected with their dirty poorness. So yeah, that's the aftermath. Oh, one police officer or one person is still hospitalized. I think it was one police officer, right? And 56 casualties. That's what they call injuries. We've covered that during the Black Lives Matter rallies as well. But if you see that get reported in the future, if you're doing your own research as well, and it says that there were 58 casualties when it comes to police officers, that just means that they were injured in the line of duty. I'm not trying to hand wave that away at all, and that definitely shouldn't have happened, but you take a look at the people that are clashing up at the front, and you can only see that. Okay, this is something else I've seen pointed out as well, and not too many people are talking about this, but all the footage that's out there from the Capitol Hill during the breach or the siege or the insurrection attempt, all of it is being taken by independent journalists. Elijah Schaffer being chief amongst them. And I probably won't cover that in the censorship video, but yeah, he's been deplatformed by Facebook and Instagram. Weird. They took all of their footage that they wanted. Social media and big tech, when I say they there. And then they just got rid of him. He was the only person who was really being active in capturing footage. I've seen some other people go out, and that's why I'm saying this is being vastly overreported, because a lot of people who were at the back or had a different angle at the situation just kind of noticed, okay, those people over there are going towards the building, but there's like tens of thousands of people over here not doing anything. Okay, this is being overblown to a complete and total level, and like we seen with the deaths there, they're being slandered onto this Capitol Hill photo op just a little too much. If we take an honest look at this, what can we blame deaths related to there? I would say three right now. Okay, I don't know what's happening with the other police officer who's in hospital right now, so yeah, definitely hope he makes it through, because yeah, like I said, nobody should have been hurt in this. But the outrage in the aftermath is just fucking bonkers, because I don't think I touched on this before. I said that, yeah, they're definitely going to be trying to impeach him. And they have the Democrats have every fucking chamber available to them. So they're definitely going to be trying. And yeah, it could be coming Monday. Democrats plan to introduce impeachment articles against Trump on Monday. You don't say. House Democrats are expected to file fresh articles of impeachment against Donald Trump on Monday in a wake of the supporters storming the U.S. Capitol as Congress moved to certify yes, we know. The news outlet said Democrat Representative David Cicierlin, Ted Lieu. Ugh, where have I heard? I've heard that name before, and he sucks dick. I don't know if he's actually gay. If he is, that would just be kind of a funny coincidence. And Jamie Raskin are expected to co-file the impeachment articles. That's not it, folks. 238 lawmakers call to impeach President Trump. This is serious, and this is going to happen starting Monday. 238 lawmakers are calling to impeach President Trump following the Wednesday riots at the U.S. Capitol. And here's a whole list of them. Hank Johnson. See if there's any people in here that we actually recognize. Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Ayanna Pressley. No shit. Cori Bush. Well, she was drawing up everything else to try to purge all the Trump supporters. And that's coming. That'll be in the next video as well, because it's going to get darker before things turn around, I suppose. Jason Crow, how appropriate. Joaquin Castro. Yep. Oh, Ro Khanna, because being totally dismissed by your Speaker of the House as being somebody who's inconsequential when it came to Nancy Pelosi's fight or little squabble she had with fellow octogenarian Wolf Blitzer. I don't think he's that old, but it's close. Yeah, and it's just somebody of non-consequences. I'm just glad to see that they're all falling in line. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, of course she would. Former head of the DNC. I had to go back up to the top. Jerry Nadler, of course. Oh, and AOC. How did I forget that? She was just on top of Ilhan Omar, not just in this list, but in life as well. As you can see, yeah, as of right now, 199 House members. That's likely to change. And then, yeah, 38 senators as well. Theoretically, it'll take a supermajority, 2/3 majority in the Senate to actually remove Trump. So, will it happen? Maybe. Maybe, because you've seen how quickly they fucking bent over at the return of the joint sessions in the middle of the night to certify Joe Biden's victory. Which is not how the history books are going to remember it, but remember, everything about this presidency so far has been decided in the dead of night. I'd like to get into more detail of that, but you can go and take a look at my some of my earlier work, which will be grandfathered ahead in YouTube's new terms of service. I'm just going to say some things don't properly add up. I'd say the 2 or 3 o'clock hours. So yeah, I'll have to wait until Monday, unless Pence decides that he's going to go ahead and pull the 25th. Which I don't think he will, but at the same time, I don't think he's going to necessarily do anything to stop these proceedings, because as far as I know, and as far as I can tell, he is still in charge of the Senate. He is still the deciding vote, at least for 12 more days at this point. But anyways, we got to talk censorship in the next video here, so I will cut it off there. Hopefully this one's a little bit shorter than what we've been talking the past few days, because they've been, I guess, mini documentaries, but it's all important stuff here, folks, and you should know the facts and not the spin. So thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.